Morning, Johnny. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So, Reytons are headed back out on the road, and I want to know what is your favorite thing about touring?
Uh, oh God, I don't know. Meeting new people. It sounds cliche, but just meeting. We meet a lot of people, and sometimes you sit back and you think, if you're doing a different job, there won't be that many people that you meet, and I guess that's where you can really get into the inspiration for writing different songs, different things that you see. And you can go to the other end of the country and feel like it's just exactly the same as is at home. But then another time you can drive an hour away and it's just like bizarre. You're in a different world. So it's nice just to be able to see so many different cities, so many different places, meet different people, and it's just like really adding to like the stuff that we can write about and stuff that we can put into his music. So that, I think, for me, obviously then there's like loads of drinks and nights out and stuff like that, though that's the cliche stuff. But yeah, I think from a writer's perspective, from a band's point of view, just exciting visiting different places. Yeah.
Are there any particular tour traditions that you really enjoy? Like, is there any certain tour foods that you eat or that kind of thing?
Not really. We every single tour that we do, or every single day that, because sometimes obviously we come back for a few days and then we go away again, and it's like, stop eating rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Let's try and eat something. Stop eating KFCs and Domino's and stuff like that. Let's try and look after ourselves a bit better. But then it's hard, isn't it? Because you get to the service station and you've got Waitrose and you've got some pastas and stuff like that. Then you've got all them smells going on, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's Ross? Well, he's at KFC. Where's Eagle? Where's that?" Probably just throwing Ross on the bus there. Don't mention that. that's his guitar tech and photographer, but he's a mad one for sliding off to a KFC. I tell you, everything's different. I guess we just like try to get out there and have a look around as well before, because kind of when you get to the show, it's all go. So you get there, we usually load in around about dinner time. Everything goes in, the light rig goes in, the merch stuff gets set up. We sound check, and then we've kind of got like 2 hours before the doors lock. Well, they don't lock, but until the doors open, if you like. So our dressing room kind of locked, and we're kind of boxed in. So we just try and run around and enjoy a bit of time while we can.
Of course, absolutely. So obviously it'll take a huge amount of energy for you to put on the live performances that you do. And I really want to know, how do you best prepare for something that high energy? What is it that you do to kind of build yourself up before going on stage?
No, nothing really. Do you know, I think it's just already there. And I think waiting, the long days, waiting until it's time to go on. We don't go on till after 9 o'clock. So kind of just, like I said, after that process of setting everything up, it's not really about psyching ourselves up. I mean, we might do a couple of star jumps or something, do you know what I mean? But shot of whiskey here and there, but nothing as such. It's just already there. And I think even at the times when it's not, when you walk out and you see everybody else already ready to go, that changes everything anyway, because they give it to you. I guess if we walked out to an empty room, we're not going to have that kind of energy. But I feel like you feel it, especially as the venues have got bigger and the crowds have got bigger. You walk out on stage and it kind of just hits you in the face. You feel everybody's energy just straight at you, and it just gives it you.
Is there any cities that you find have a really specific and special kind of energy that just doesn't compare to anywhere else?
Yeah, I guess some are further into the journey, with us. Obviously, I would never say like Sheffield or like South Yorkshire. For us, it's special because it's home, but it's not. The audiences that we do there, for example, we're playing at Magna, 4,500 people. They're not all from that area. Do you know what I mean? People have travelled from all over. So that's nice, because it's just a general mix of people from all different places in the UK and sometimes beyond. But when you're talking about specifically, definitely Glasgow. Got a lot of love for Scotland, but Glasgow in particular, Newcastle, Nottingham, Birmingham. There's just something special about them. There's like pockets of their own energy, and it's everyone's different, but everyone's identical at the same time.
Is there any particular venue or festival or city that you absolutely dream of playing, like the top of the bucket list stuff?
I guess Pyramid Stage, Glastonbury would be. That'll be. Who's not? What British artist isn't going to want to say that? I've there's plenty of other festivals worldwide, but it doesn't really, nothing else appeals to me is in like I'd love to do them all, you know. I'm not going to say they don't appeal to me. I mean, it's not something I dream of because I don't really look that far afield. I look at growing up and watching Glastonbury and stuff like that, and seeing that pyramid stage, referenced it in one of his tracks, you know, it's one of his lyrics, you know, took a long way around for a trip to Glasgow. In other words, I've never been there because I'm waiting until I play it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go and watch it because I get so jealous and I'll be stood there thinking, why can't I be on that stage? It means too much to do stuff like that. So we'll get there. And I think hopefully we can work his way up to that main stage as well.
Absolutely. I mean, Glastonbury is totally the dream. If you haven't been to Glastonbury then, is there a festival that you've gone to kind of as a punter that you really, really love or found really special?
Do you know what? I'm not, for probably the same reason, and it's probably not a great thing to say as a musician, but I really haven't in the past. I've either been too busy working as hard as I can to get my name on these festivals, or writing music, or just being literally so driven in what I'm doing that I don't have time to relax and see them, or I just can't do it. I just find myself running on stage. You know, as a young lad going there with my demos and I'd be lagging past security trying to get on. I have done that in the past, but locally, you know, like obviously we've got Tramlines in Sheffield and Why Not Festival. Played them both, but they're the ones that, for me, where I've walked around as well and kind of enjoyed the day a little bit more. And, you know, I've seen Cortinas at Tramlines a couple of years back, Jerry Cinnamon at Why Not. Just really, that I think that's times where I've really just like forgot about it because we've already played there. We've done that, so I can kind of just aspire to be a little bit further up, get them headline slots, get them main stage slots. But yeah, just really, and you know, just stood there with a beer in my hand and enjoyed it. Probably them two, to be fair.
Is there anything about tour that you find particularly tiring, or something that you kind of miss your home comforts when you're away?
Yeah, I guess it literally is it's the travelling part of it that's. I mean, sometimes it's great, you know, if it's a nice day and everyone's in a good mood, especially when you're just setting off, that's not a problem. It's sometimes you've got them drives back their way. It's like, for example, this weekend just gone, we did Birmingham and we didn't leave Birmingham until 2 o'clock. Till midnight. We stayed at home, so we've come back through, obviously, South Yorkshire. We didn't get back until 2 a.m, but then we had to get up at 7 to go and do Sky TV in Hull. And it was just like, it's a lot, you know, like it really is a lot. You find when you're there, because like once you get to these events and you're doing them, you find your energy just comes, but then you do kind of crash after. So I think it's just like I think you've got to kind of adapt and just try and get your head down for an hour when you're driving about. You know, you can't just be sat there drinking after every gig or celebrating after every gig. You really got to try and get your rest because it's important. Because otherwise, you're gonna show that when you're doing your performances the night after, which we nearly did at Hull, but we were all right in the end.
Amazing. Is there one particular band member that you find can just sleep absolutely anywhere? Because that always seems to be the case.
Yeah, Lee, the bass player, he can sleep anywhere. He really can. He slept on the way back from. We did a festival. We did Stockton Calling Festival on Saturday, and literally, we've got the bus that we went in. I think it was 12 of us, like a 12-seater bus coming back, and everyone's rowdy. You know, it's the last gig of the weekend. We've just done that. Everyone's drinking, everyone's dancing about and making as much noise as possible, and he just sock on. Didn't even wake up from getting in van to getting back out. Not a peep. So yeah, Lee's the one for that.
Amazing. I mean, it's definitely a skill to have, and what a skill to adapt to as a musician.
When you said about home comforts and stuff, one of the things when you go to different venues is you're always waiting for cups forever. Asking his tour manager Jake all the time, can you get us some cups? So I found this on Amazon. Probably overpriced, but I feel like a YouTuber. Oh yeah, look at this. I even get a little tea towel, little kettle, little mugs, everything you need, and a spoon. The
big question is, which tea bag are you going for?
Yorkshire, obviously.
Right, correct answer. I'm happy with that.
It'll only be Yorkshire tea and not too milky for me. But unfortunately, we have to drink as Manuka, honey, and like ginger tea and stuff like that as well to keep you I'm only losing my voice a little bit. I've got my fisherman's friends down here. Look.
The tour essentials.
Rock and roll, eh?
Is there one item then that, you know, whether it be the fisherman's friends or the Manuka honey, is there something that you absolutely cannot just go on tour without, like something that is just the saving grace of tour?
I guess a kettle, you know, just to be able to have that, because especially when you're obviously there's things that you'd like for luxuries and stuff, but for me, if I'm backstage and I ain't got a kettle, because it's really important, you know, your vocals do dry up, especially when you've been doing back-to-back shows, and if you haven't got anything like, you know, like these certain teas or honey and water and stuff like that, warm water, it's a nightmare. I guess, again, the most un-rock and roll thing to say, but water, it's the most important thing. I don't drink water enough at all when I'm at home, but on stage I must do about 5 or 6 bottles while I'm up there, because it's so hot and there's so much going on. But then nightmare when you drive into the next venue after, everyone wants to stop.
Absolutely, but it is very important to stay hydrated. Very much.
It is a message for the youth there. Stay hydrated, says Jonny from the Reytons.
Right, well, thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a lovely afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.